This is the Toward a New World podcast with your host, Corinna Stoffel. As a space for all things regarding the global collective transition we are in, we have conversations about transition, separation, and connection regarding oneself, others, and the earth. The aim is to educate, empower, and inspire. Hello and welcome. Here we are again, another Thursday. And today I would like to talk about helping. I've been sitting with that subject, especially since I started my Facebook group, The Helper Society, and been looking at what goes into helping. Helping is good, right? But there is more to it than just the good aspect. And I have been looking at it from all kinds of different angles, exploring the impact both on the helper and the one being helped. And it's interesting what I started to perceive, and I want to address that today. The good, since I titled it Helping the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So I'll do it in 3 sections. Let's start with the good. The good comes from the choice to help based on the awareness of what serves in that particular moment. Because the next day, this may not serve anymore. And that awareness includes both the acknowledgement of what it brings to the world, to the person that is being helped, and to the person who is helping. So, is it a contribution? Is basically the big question. And if the awareness is, yes, this is a big contribution right now, then let's go ahead and help. And let's be honest, helping makes me feel good if I help. It makes the person who is being helped feel good, because how often do we feel alone in the circumstances that we are in? And so if someone steps out and helps from a space of kindness, then I'm not feeling that alone if I'm the one that is being helped. So I just want to share a story of how I became able to receive help, because that was not something I had grown up with. And basically, even the message that I got is self is the woman. You need to be in charge. You need to control things. You need to take care of yourself. Don't come to others. Don't look to others for help. So that is how I lived my life. And as I became more aware of what was going on for others, when I said, no, I can do it myself, I started looking at that. And what I realized is, if I am willing to accept the help that allows the other to actually help. I mean, just imagine you're somebody who wants to help from the goodness of your heart. And the one that you want to help says, no, I don't want your help. How do you feel? You feel rejected, dejected. And I perceived that, and I realized that in accepting the help, even if I need it or don't need it, is besides the point. I am gifting the person who is wanting to help me. And that idea, when I got to that point, that allowed me to accept help, because there was a simultaneous receiving and gifting going on in me. And that made all the difference. So I invite you to look at, if you refuse the help, if you're like me and you refuse the help, maybe understanding that you gift the other by accepting the help makes it easier to allow that. So another point is the bad. There are people, and I have been one of them, that have the need to help. And on some level, this is especially true for women. I mean, as women, we are the ones who are considered to be the caretakers. And, I may want to help because I'm supposed to help. This is the right thing to do. I feel good. I am considered to be a good person if I help. But if I keep saying yes and yes and yes every time I'm being asked to help, there is burnout setting in, and there could be resentment setting in. Just look at that. I mean, that's not something that is surface when we look at helping, but put yourself into that situation. I became resentful when I was constantly asked, can you do this for me? Can you do that? Can you help here? Can you help there? And what helped me, I think, to not burn out is that I cherished my time, my alone time, the time that I could recharge my own batteries, especially being an introvert. So I started to say no, and then I learned that maybe if helping is working in both directions, that I need to make myself part of the equation and look at, is it also contributing to me? So I started to say no. And I want to share a talk. A friend gave a talk titled Random Acts of Kindness. And in that talk, she highlights the good and what also can happen, the issues that can come up with being kind. And she looks from some really interesting angles. And I will put the link to that talk so you can watch it for yourself into the comment section below. So, lastly, the ugly. Now, what could be ugly in helping? There are two parties to the helping. There are the helper, and there are the person that is being helped. So, what if I, as the helper, make a choice based on a personal assessment that this person needs my help because of whatever the reasons are? Then am I doing am I really helping? And that personal assessment could also be, oh, that's just a homeless person. They are too lazy to work, and I'm not going to give them any money. Another place where it could happen. So it's a personal assessment that I am making if that person deserves being helped or not being helped. And if I decide that person needs to be helped, then I'm forcing my help onto that person, not even considering if that person actually wants to receive my help. And the way I look at it, when I'm forcing something on somebody, then it becomes abusive. And abuse is not the kind of help that I would consider help. So there are those three aspects: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, I want to invite you to, after considering those three aspects, when you are deciding if you help or not help, ask a question. Why do I want to help? Is this serving for both of us? And get out of your head and get into your heart. Because the head contains judgment, contains the logic, and this is my belief system, and therefore the heart looks at what is, and it comes from that perspective. So deciding to help or not to help does not come from a this is right or this is wrong. This is serving, this is not serving. It comes from a curiosity to learn about self. Why am I wanting to help? What is going on for me? Am I picking up on something that is going on for the other? Or am I to come to conclusions? What if we look at the needs of both parties and make them part of the equation? I am aware that the other needs the help. I have the time to help. Therefore, I have the money to help. I have the means to help. And therefore, I'm helping. And, I'm not perfect either in that sense. I got an email from somebody and said, could you be on that Zoom meeting? I don't want to be the only one in my age group. And I looked at my calendar, I had time, and I said yes, even though there was this little niggling not to say yes. But no, I said yes because I wanted to help. Didn't quite work for me. Not a big deal because it's rare that it happens, but it does happen. So it's okay to sometimes disregard my needs and say yes. Just don't make it a habit, because then you'll burn out. And then you're not able to help, or you get resentful, as we said. So I hope that this was giving you some food for thought to look at helping from more than just one angle, and to be present with what is going on. To be aware requires to be present with what is. So, until next week, take care. And I hope you enjoyed that. And as I said, I will put the link to that talk in the comment section. Bye-bye.